Pharaohs' treasures and legacy fascinate the world long after their deaths, and we're saying so because there are discoveries made by archaeologists that surprise us. Hello and welcome back to The Abandoned Archaeologist, the channel to learn all about ancient archaeological findings. Today we'll discuss the discovery of a tomb with some mummies hidden inside, dating back to 50 million years old. This makes us think about what secret they're hiding and how they'll lead us to other discoveries. But before we begin, to get your attention, we have a question you can answer at the end of the video by watching it. What was the necropolis in Tuna el-Gebel during the late period? So write down your answer in the comment section and see if you got it right. Here we get into the video. About Tuna el-Gebel and tombs. During the late period, the necropolis in Tuna el-Gebel was mostly an animal cemetery. Mummies of ibises and baboons representing Thoth and all kinds of bird mummies that were most commonly buried in underground galleries. These were almost certainly caused by nearby animal preserves, breeding grounds, and local Thoth worship. The use of the necropolis increased during the Ptolemaic period. The first large tombs were built in the late 4th century BC by two brothers and Thoth priests, Ptolemaic and Thoth Ankh. Ptolemaic tomb was built 200 meters south of the animal necropolis, near a Thoth temple. Although most of the tombs and activities date from the Ptolemaic to Roman periods, one temple dates back to Amenhotep III. It could be dedicated to Amenhotep III, Thoth, or another local deity. There are a few New Kingdom tombs as well. Early Ptolemaic tombs were constructed of massive stones with reliefs and smooth surfaces. Later, stone tombs were constructed of smaller stones with intentionally rough surfaces. Though stone tombs were still used throughout the Roman period, mud brick tombs were also introduced. While some early tombs are T-shaped, the majority are rectangular. This is because stone tombs were somehow nicer than mud brick tombs, indicating a wealthier person's burial. In addition to traditional tombs, some tombs have stone or mud brick pillars. They are too narrow to accommodate a human body. Many have urn areas or niches, though some may have their bodies buried beneath them. While early tombs were expensive and displayed wealth, later tombs were more cost-effective. For example, the Roman period saw the introduction of tombs made of less expensive materials and with multiple stories to accommodate multiple people. Stone tombs were also used as mass graves in some cases. Recycling stone tombs was also popular, typically by placing mummies inside pre-existing tombs or building second stories on top of tombs. For example, there were several secondary burials in Ptolemaic famous tomb. While the majority of people buried there during the Roman period were Egyptian, the main burial style was Greek and became increasingly Greek over time. Mummies were first hidden in underground galleries in early burials, then on the floor, and finally on full display. However, mummification remained popular throughout history. The discovery. In 2019, Minister of Antiquities Khaled Anani announced the discovery of several burial chambers at the Tuna el-Gebel archaeological site in Minya Governorate. At a press conference held at the site, it was stated that 40 mummies were discovered inside the cemeteries, 10 of which belonged to children and the remaining 30 to both men and women. According to experts, the cemeteries have 5 wells, 3 of which are used for burial. He explained that these cemeteries belonged to upper-middle-class ancient Egyptians and that people of various ages were buried within the 3 burial rooms. The mummies were discovered well-preserved and wrapped in layers of cardboard alongside a variety of crockery. The cemeteries date from the Ptolemaic period. Mustafa Waziri, Secretary General of the Supreme Council of Antiquities, stated that burial practices differed between the 2 cemeteries. He explained that some of the mummies were discovered inside brick tombs, while others were discovered inside wooden tombs, and the remains were discovered lying on the ground of the burial wells. Moreover, the archaeologists haven't discovered any names written in hieroglyphics, but the mummification method indicated that the people whose remains were discovered held important or prestigious positions. The mummies were in good condition, and some had demotic handwriting, which is a type of ancient Egyptian script used by ordinary people. Some mummies were discovered wrapped in linen, while others were placed in stone, wooden coffins, or sarcophagi. An archaeologist in a red cap removes dirt from a mummy with a brush. The mummies are thought to have belonged to a middle-class family. Pottery, papyri, and vibrant mummy cases were also discovered. Also, it was noted that the Tuna el-Gebel archaeological site has been surprising the world with 3 incredible discoveries for the past 3 years in a row. The discovery was made during the mission's second excavation season, which began at the end of November last year. Tuna el-Gebel was previously the necropolis of Egypt's 15th nome during the late New Kingdom and the start of the New Intermediate period. According to the archaeologists at the time, the archaeological site surprised the world 2 years ago with an uncovered cemetery dating back to the late period, containing 17 non-royal mummies buried inside, which was the beginning of the digging process to find the rest of the cemetery. During the excavation process, the team discovered a number of Roman funerary houses carved in clay, as well as a collection of various coins, lamps, and other domestic unearthed collections. The ministry believes the archaeological site still has many unrevealed secrets and crypts that we hope to discover. Besides this, a Ptolemaic tomb was also discovered in Egypt, where paintings detailing Egyptian life from that era were excavated. In Egypt, a Ptolemaic tomb built for a man named Tutu and his wife have also been discovered. Egypt's never-ending legacy of ancient gifts continues with this brand new discovery. The tomb was discovered when smugglers were illegally digging and the authorities discovered them. According to reports, the Egyptian Minister of Antiquity stated that the tomb dates from the Ptolemaic era, which lasted from 305 BC to 30 BC. The Egyptian tomb was discovered south of Cairo in a location known as Sohag. The tomb's painted wall depicts a funeral procession, and there are also images of the owner working in the fields and his family genealogy written in hieroglyphics. According to reports, the colorful tomb features a central lobby, a burial room with 2 stone coffins, and a lobby divided into 2 sections. As previously stated, the tomb contains several images of Tutu giving and receiving gifts before gods and goddesses. One of the photos also features Tutu's wife, Ta Sharit Iziz. Inside the tomb are 2 mummies, one of a woman aged 35 to 50, and the other of a boy aged 12 to 14. Outside the burial chamber, these 2 were on display. That's not it. Some more Ptolemaic-era tombs were uncovered in Egypt. According to Ahram Online, 3 Ptolemaic-era rock-cut tombs have been discovered across the town of Samilut in Upper Egypt. The tombs, discovered by an Egyptian archaeological mission, contain a variety of sarcophagi of various shapes and sizes, as well as a variety of clay fragments. According to research, these fragments date from the 27th dynasty and the Greco-Roman era. This suggests that the area was a large cemetery for a long time. Previous excavations in the area uncovered approximately 20 tombs built in the period's catacomb style, but the recently discovered tombs have a different architectural design. Each tomb featured a perpendicular burial shaft, the first leading to a burial chamber with 4 sarcophagi and 9 burial holes, and the second leading to 2 burial chambers, one of which comprises the remains of 2 sarcophagi and 6 burial holes, including one designed for a small child. The bones discovered in the tombs belonged to men, women, and children, implying that they were part of a large cemetery serving a large city. Some mummified mice were also discovered in the tomb discovery. Among the animals discovered in an ancient Egyptian tomb, dozens of mummified mice were also there. The tomb dates back over 2,000 years, was discovered in the city of Akhmim, and is thought to have belonged to a senior official. A human mummy and more than 50 mummified cats, mice, and falcons dating back to the Ptolemaic era were discovered inside. What do you think of these tombs and hidden mummies? Let us know in the comments below. And the answer to the question we asked is that during the late period, Tuna el-Gebel's necropolis was mostly an animal cemetery. Make sure to subscribe for more.